always live. And I respect you too much to ask you about your love life at the moment.
I live in the Philippines, mate. It's been good for the last 14 years. It's pretty poor before that in Australia. So we've got, what are you doing tonight? In the beer?
Yeah, it's finishing earlier than I thought it would. Actually, that's good.
Finish 7?
Yeah. Because originally the schedule was kind of like they're going to play the final at 7:30, so I thought it was going to be.
Ladies and gentlemen, we'll give you now Malaysia versus Singapore.
Welcome back to the Asian Sevens Series, the first of our plate semi-finals, and Malaysia will take on Singapore. And quite a vocal support here for Malaysia. Well, they went down in Hong Kong 2 weeks ago, 12 points to 10 in the plate semi-final to Singapore, so I'm sure they'll be on a mission here. Malaysia psyched up to make sure they get this home victory. With me, Matt Chuki Cullen, the manager of the Philippines team. Matt, good to have you along this afternoon.
Great to be here again in Kuala Lumpur at the Malaysian Sevens and the Asian Sevens Series. And yes, the last game that these two teams played was a very close encounter in Hong Kong. It went down to the last 10 seconds, as I remember.
Yes, and well, Singapore really playing above themselves, improving in leaps and bounds this season, Matt.
Yeah, I was speaking to the director of rugby, and he explained to me that they've worked hard on their fitness, and now they're doing a lot of skill work. So Singapore certainly have improved this year and playing some good rugby.
So it'll be Nazreen to kick off the next semi-final in the plate is between China and Thailand. We'll have that for you in 20 minutes as well. So the Battle of the Causeway gets underway with Nazreen kicking quite deep, and no knock on this, says the ref. So Malaysia have possession first up, and they spread it wide immediately. Here's Nazreen, and inside to Zulkifli. It's Zarif who carries the move on. That's good work from Amir, and Amir scoots away from the defence for the first try. And that was some nice linking out wide there from the Malaysian team.
Yeah, they threw it wide and exposed a hole out there, and he actually used the referee well then, stepping off his left foot, and yeah, stepped inside the referee, and good start by Malaysia at home.
It's a good linking work there from three players involved with the UPM Angels team. Local team that does very well in sevens rugby. 4 or 5 of them in this squad. So that's a bright and breezy start for Malaysia.
Singapore have to concentrate on retaining the ball off this kickoff and get a bit of composure to try and hit back here.
Nazreen again in a pretty much identical place. Back goes Butler, I think it is, who scrags it forward. In fact, it was Zaki. Nice double round from Max Docono, and a beautiful pass from the backhand to Jay Heikel. He pops the ball, goes astray. Heikel gets it back to Chan. Chan does very well evading the inside defence there and goes to ground somewhat wisely. The support was not coming. So here's Butler, who's marshalling his men, gets hit with a huge smash from Zulkifli. Whoa, that was a big hit from Zulkifli, but I think he's done himself a mischief there. You see him lying on the ground prone.
They're playing around him there at the moment.
Yeah.
Slow to get back up.
Sadiq decides just to stop play and football style almost there, kicking it out to touch and stopping for the injury. That was a huge tackle, but maybe just got his head and a bit of a stinger there too on the shoulder. Taking on Butler, a man probably 25 kilos heavier than him.
He's up, and yeah, he certainly jolted the ball out of him then. It was a very effective tackle, and I suppose we can see a few more of those tackles in this game because these teams are very evenly matched. So it might be defence like that wins the game.
Last year Malaysia won the plate competition, so I'm sure they're looking to succeed and do that again. Always good to perform in front of the home crowd. As Amir assesses his options. To Zulkifli, who's up and about, looking pretty good for a man who was playing dead on the ground a minute ago. It's Tunaisa to Zarif, and out wide to Atonia. Oh, I thought the Singapore player Zaki had dragged him down. Eventually did. Oh, that's good work from Atunaisia, but oh, he's lost it in contact there. So some exciting stuff, and the crowd very happy with the way Malaysia are performing so far.
Yeah, a little bit scrappy down there, but they're certainly taking the game to Singapore. The player throwing it out to the flanks, and a strong run by the Fijian out there on the right side.
So you boys must be disappointed so far this weekend. Losing that first game really hurt you.
Yeah, we're actually in a rebuilding phase, and we've actually introduced some new systems, especially in our attack. And so, yeah, we're going through a bit of a learning curve, and it's showing, but we're hoping that these new systems will be successful to coming into the Asian Games and in the future. So, Coach Jeff Alley from New Zealand's come over and spent 3 weeks with our squad, and he's really challenged our players to lift their sevens skills and their tactics. So, yeah, we're hoping that it'll all pay off, and that's a good break.
Atunaisia with a nice little body shimmy there. And through he goes, making it look all too easy. And well, Singapore looked a little lackluster against Hong Kong earlier on. Looked like they were saving their energy, but I don't know, maybe that set the tone for this game as well. They just don't seem to be making important tackles in the defensive line.
Yeah, he ran through very easily then. He sort of showed the ball, and obviously he's a strong runner, and two of the Singapore boys didn't commit, and he scored under the post. They've just converted.
Strangely, that's Atunaisa's first try of the tournament. All three Fijians being a little quiet, although Rambebe has 3 tries. And they beat UAE 29-7 yesterday, lost to Korea, and then losing to Sri Lanka this morning, the Malaysians. And Singapore have been on the end of a couple of wallopings, although they beat Chinese Taipei in the first match very convincingly, 33-0. Chan out to Ashraf, back to Chan, who throws the ball to Jamil. Jamil was trying to cut inside, so ball goes backwards, so Chow's allowed to play on. Jamil clearing work over the ball. Chan, inside ball there to Ashraf again, but it's gone forward. So Singapore give up the ball inside their 22, and another attacking chance here for Malaysia.
Yeah, Singapore struggling to get out of their own quarter here, going into contact, and the Malaysians have been fairly ready for them. They were unlucky not to get a steal there at that ruck. They were all over it, and Singapore ended up knocking it on anyway. So Malaysia have the feed to the scrum here in a fairly good attacking position, down deep in the Singapore quarter. Let's see if they put on a move from the scrum here.
It's like a football stadium atmosphere in here. The boys have got scarves on and they're chanting away. Merdeka, Independence Day just gone in Malaysia, so obviously pushing the boys to greater things. Zulkifli, good work on the outside, it just runs out of room, and well done from Jay Heikel.
Small knock on there, but a little bit unlucky there, Malaysia, not to maybe get it wide there on the play and go back to the other side of the field. I'm sure they had some space. Yeah, it's always an advantage to at home. I've always told my players, it's a 7 to 10 point advantage at home. When you're playing against home teams, you've got to lift to beat them.
Have you heard how the Fat Boys 10s has been going on in Angeles this weekend? Any reports of misbehaviour?
The Potbelly Pigs have done a great job again over there, raising money for foundations, orphanage programs, and the development of rugby in the Philippines. And once again, they've had 12 regional teams come over the weekend and enjoyed it up there at Clark Air Base. And by all reports, it was a great, festive, fun weekend of rugby, and played in good spirit. The Taipei Baboons winning the cup final. And the Potbelly Pigs love to come over, and they're great supporters of the Philippine rugby, particularly our juniors programs and our foundation programs in the Philippines, of which we have 13 now, based all over the Philippines. And yeah, they supply feeding programs to a lot of the kids over there. So yeah, it's a great fun weekend up there for the boys.
So Malaysia 14 points to 0 ahead at half time. Singapore with a lot of work to do if they want to get into this plate final. Yeah, the pot-bellied pigs really have been a great supporter of rugby, haven't they? And Philippines?
They're great bunch of guys. They really enjoy coming over and supporting. They make an annual donation to our juniors program, and they really run a great social tournament up there. Also with the mineral attends in March, they're great supporters of that too. They come over, and it's always good to see Anson Bailey and his troop come and support rugby in Asia. You know, they're renowned for travelling around to all the tournaments, and yeah, they do the dance before every game and put your right foot in, put your left foot out. It's always a social day out with the pot-bellied pigs.
So Singapore, of course, beat Malaysia in the Hong Kong leg of this exact same stage of the tournament, 12-10, but whoa, Malaysia have come out all guns a-blazing. And Singapore just a little off their game today. Obviously targeted that Chinese Taipei game to get themselves into the plate, but
yeah,
they need to get back into second and third gear, don't they?
Yeah, they just need to start to hang on to the possession of the ball is the key factor here. They've knocked it on at least 4 times in that first half in early phases, first to second phase, and they need to hang on to it for at least 3 phases to start putting pressure on Malaysia.
Someone's got to step up and start breaking the line too for Singapore. Defence has been good. Here's Zarif. He's looking good. Atonia, big man on the outside. Yeah, again, Singapore struggling to put him down. And a Singapore player
flags up,
waving at the touch judge rather than chasing the ball carrier. He gets his way eventually, and Sadiq will have to come all the way back to where he slipped his foot in touch.
He was tiptoeing down the line there and actually got a good right-hand fend, and then the second defender managed to just bump him over to the line. Otherwise, it would have been another try to Malaysia. A good start by Malaysia in the second half.
Well, that's where they're able to get out of their 22. Singapore have struggled in the first half to just get out of their quarter of the field. Chan halfway. Not a big gap, but enough for Daniel Chow to get the ball back. Ashraf takes the line on, but then again a pass, so sloppy pass. So we'll come back, not 10 metres back from the line out. Daniel Chow takes it on the run. Good work from the skipper, Jay Heikel. That was a good move to beat the first defender, and then they've got some go forward here. Well over the advantage line. Ashraf to Derek Chan, who just loses momentum in the attack. Max Ducano swivels and recycles the possession. Chow out to Ashraf. Oh, that's a better run from Ashraf. He's got one man to beat, but well tackled there by Amir. Singapore still in control of the ball though. Max out to Derek Chan, who slips inside, and it's Jay Heikel who's going for the line, and Singapore grab one back. So finally some good work there from Singapore. Tough conversion, but they'll need this one to stay in touch.
Well, Malaysia forced them out wide then. That's a smart move. Don't let them get around and score onto the post. And yeah, smart move by Malaysia there. Singapore scrambled well then, a very good run up the middle, and a good left foot step, and he drew in 3 defenders with that one run. And then that left a space out wide for the left flank to score. He's trying to convert this one pretty well from the sideline.
Crucial kick here for Singapore.
It's not a bad hit.
Yeah, that's a lovely whack. He's got
That's
it
a great
over
kick.
too. So he's kept them in the game here, Sharaf. Probably 4 minutes to go till full time. So they're within one converted try. There's Ashraf. He was instrumental here to create the first crack in the defence. Did well until Amir wrapped him up. And probing this left flank until they went through, and then created a bit of space on the outside for Jay Heichel for his second try of the tournament. So Singapore getting a sniff here as the ball bounces into touch. So Malaysia will get the throw in here. So you've seen the big boys in action in the quarterfinals, Matt. Who have you got your eye on to take this tournament out?
I think Hong Kong are on a bit of a roll at the moment. I think Japan have brought a stronger squad than what played in Hong Kong. So I'm predicting a Hong Kong-Japan final. And
here's Jamil, takes it away from the line out. Good work, beating 2 or 3 players and still going towards the line. Only 2 metres away now. Not quite held up, and the ball sits at the back of the ruck. The referee says play on. So Atonia does well, yep. And so Atonia scrambles away. Ishraf, I think, is going to catch him. Can he get him down, though? He's a big fella, and he flips it on to Amir. Oh, and Amir goes through, beats the defence.
Oh, that's a great try. That's probably the try of the day.
Yeah, that's brilliant from Malaysia. Singapore on attack, and Jamil had a great run, but where was the support at the breakdown? One man was over the ball, but nobody was at home to go and pick up the ball from the base of the ruck. So Atonia took full advantage of that.
Yes, yeah, you've got to work in pods of 3 in this game of sevens, and only 2 went into the ruck then, and they didn't have a dummy half. And Malaysia, honey picked it, cherry picked it, and that was a strong run down the sideline. He's gone about 80 metres there at full pace, and good support from Malaysia.
And
conversion successful.
Good conversion. So let's put them 14 points out. The crowd are happy. Just see here the chase. There's a great run from Amir. Clutched his groin there at the end, obviously. Stretching out well. Nazreen will restart play. See Murray Lynn on the field too, I think. He's come off the bench. The youngster. Heichel. Little 1-2 with Naresh. Max Dakano eludes play well. Played for Bordeaux under 18. He's got some real class about him. Half French, and you can see that flair. There's Singapore on attack here. Naresh going for the ball. Oh, he's done well. Probably played a bit of football on the playground at St Andrews, and will easily get Singapore's second try. Naresh, son of Kunasekaran.
Great skill there to keep the ball on the toe, and yeah, deft touch there on the second kick and put it into the in-goal area, and was able to win the race to score the try. So Singapore aren't out of the game; they're still battling. That was a good comeback there.
Again, a crucial conversion for Ishraf. Did so well from the sideline earlier on. Lofted that one a little bit, and it's just slipped out way to the right. So 9 points behind. It's going to be tough going now for Singapore. They have to score twice.
Yeah, they really have to try and probably go short and steal this ball. Try and disrupt it. Malaysia win possession, then they could shut the game out.
Fresh legs for Singapore. Nick Yao coming on. They've gone deep. And it's Amir, the try scorer from moments ago. Seems to have got over his little groin stretch. Yao's in there trying to... He's off his feet and in from the side, so he'll be penalised. Rambebe. Were they 10? It doesn't matter. Rambebe swivels and carries on. Good run from Rambebe. Oh, well, couldn't find his support, so... Snatched there by Hairul Naeem. Jamil, who's always good for a few yards. Strong boy. And gets up. Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, gets up off his feet and carries on. Great play from Jamil. He's been one to give them some real go forward. Naresh out to Nick Yao. Now it's Dakano to Hairul Naeem. There's Jamil again, who shows his kicking game. Let's see where the support is, but nobody on the outside willing to chase that one. Malaysians are more than happy to let it roll into touch. And that is full time. So Malaysia have beaten Singapore in the Causeway Challenge. Pretty comprehensive victory, 2 in control, 21 points to 12. And that will leave Malaysia to play the winner of the next clash between China and Thailand. Pretty good performance from Malaysia there.
Yes, they dominated that game, and some strong runs from their outside backs set them up well. And they'll perform well here at home to win that plate. As you said, they won it last year, so obviously they've got their sights set on it again this year. And like I said before, home advantage, always.